Alright, let's see how many ideas we can come up with using two words. Akira Toriyama. Now, we all know that Akira Toriyama was a mangaka, and he created one of the most famous manga of all time / anime of all time, which is Dragon Ball. So let's see. I've mentioned some of these things in my shorts, but I'm going to continue anyway. If you take this, it's an AK-47, right? And then AKA, also known as, but also this can apply to the South African rapper AKA, right? Which goes to hip hop. He was featured on Sway. And when I think about Sway, I think of either B, you know? Then when you think about Kira, think about Mega Law. There's a character there called Kira. You think about Death Note, which is a manga, anime. Also has live action films. One which was on Netflix, starring Keith Steinfeld. Who played L in the show, or well, in the movie. And L reminds me of Batman, I'll tell you why. He's a genius, he's a detective, nobody really knows his identity, and he has Watari, who is similar to Alfred Pennyworth. Then you have Ra, who is the Egyptian god. Right? And that reminds me of gods of Egypt. It reminds me of Gerard Butler. Reminds me of a TV show called Papyrus. Actually, it was a cartoon. Reminds me of Prince of Egypt. Yeah, Egypt. Which reminds me of Jeffrey Katzenberg. Which reminds me of Disney. Which reminds me of the Ten Commandments. Right? I can go on and on actually, because the Ten Commandments remind me of Cecil B. DeMille, who did actually Prince of Egypt is inspired by the movie that he made called The Ten Commandments. But obviously also the Ten Commandments remind me of God. Moses, Miriam, Jethro, Joshua, Jericho, her, right? Red Sea, Mara, Midian, burning bush, okay? I mean, I can go on and on. Ra also reminds me of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because of the Egyptian god cards. The one that Merrick had. Okay. Reminds me of the Tokaiba. And Obelisk, the Tormentor, Blue Eyes White Dragon, reminds me of Joey Wheeler, which reminds me of Tristan. Yugimoto, Yami, Pegasus. Alright. Then we have Tori. That reminds me of Power Rangers Ninja Storm. Power Rangers Ninja Storm was under the Disney era. What preceded Ninja Storm was Wild Force. Before that was Time Force. These are Power Rangers series, by the way. Okay. And then what came after Ninja Storm was Dino Thunder. And after that it was SPD. And after that, Mystic Force. Now here, in Ninja Storm, you had, may he rest in peace, Paul Magasiva, Sally Martin. Why am I forgetting all those other actors? Some I remember the names, but I don't remember the surnames. Okay, it's fine. When I think about Ninja, think about Ninja. So Power Rangers character. I also think about Naruto. It makes me think of Sasuke. Kakashi. Sakura. Madara. Obito. Shikamaru. Hinata. Chakra. All these came from the mind of Masashi Kishimoto, who also worked on Samurai 8. Okay. Yama, as I've mentioned before, DBZ character. But also DT, I think, in Japanese folklore. I stand to be corrected on that one. Okay. And then if I add a ha there, here, it's Yamaha, which is a Japanese company, right? Toriyama worked on Dragon Ball. That's the manga, but when you do the anime, you separate them. There's Dragon Ball when Goku is a child until he does the martial arts tournament fighting Piccolo. Then he does the Z, which is the sequel. But when you think of Dragon Ball, you think of Goku, Gohan, Vegeta, Piccolo. I think I'm not spelling it right. Yamcha. Here. Trunks. Krillin. Chiaotzu. Master Roshi. Bulma. Cell. Frieza. Zabon. Doria. Ginyu Force. Namek. Dende. Guru. King Kai. Spirit Bomb. Mr. Popo. Kami. Korin. Senso Beans. Kamehameha. Kaioken. Garlic Gun. Super Saiyan. Majin Buu. Alright, I have to take a break for now. I'll come back. Stay tuned for more. This is part 1. I'm gonna be doing part 2.